Hey again, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. So in this video, I want to talk to you about the tulips that I am growing for the spring 2026 harvest. So I've had quite a few of you asking for this video what varieties I am growing, and so I'm going to go over everything in this video, and I'm even going to touch a little bit on how I plant my tulips. But these are all ordered from a company called Leo Berbee, and I have quite a few varieties. This next year, I'm also going to be simplifying things a little bit. In the past few years, I would have 20 to 25 different varieties. I have really scaled it back for this next year. I'm planting about the same amount of bulbs, but less varieties, just to make things simpler and to get a little better deal on the bulbs as well. Now, before I jump into what varieties I'm planting and how I'm planting them, I just got the shipping notification that these shipped this morning, so they should be arriving, within the week. And for those of you that are interested in growing some of these varieties, I'm going to be offering them for sale. Now, if you're a home gardener, ordering from these companies, you have to order in quantities of 100. So I'm going to be offering these in quantities of 10. And once I have these posted on my website, I will post things on my Facebook and Instagram, maybe even do a video here on YouTube. But I'm going to be offering quantities of 10 that you as the home gardener can order to plant in your own garden. It's the perfect time of year to plant these tulips. I usually plant mine right around Halloween or that first week in November. So I'm hoping that a lot of you guys, this will get you excited about planting some and that you'll place orders off my website. So let's jump right into the varieties and how I plant them. Now, these varieties that I'm talking about in this video, these are all planted outside in my garden. And I use a planting method called the trench method. And I will put a picture up on the screen. Basically, you're digging a long trench about 5 to 6 inches deep, putting the tulips in there like eggs in a carton, covering them back up with dirt, and that is how they grow. This gets the most tulips planted in the least amount of space, makes them easy to harvest, they're grown close together. Tulips are treated like annuals, and I get this question every single year. Do you replant the bulbs? Do you cut them and leave the bulbs in the ground? No to both. When you're harvesting for cut flowers, you treat the tulips as annuals because I lift them out of the ground with the bulb on. That's the easiest way to harvest. And then if I am storing them in the cooler for any length of time, I will actually store them with the bulb on because that is giving energy to the tulip to last longer. If I'm going to go ahead and put the tulip in water, I will cut the bulb off. But because I'm cutting the bulb away from all of the foliage, that energy from the foliage is not going back into the bulb. So even if I would plant it again that fall for the next season, it's not going to bloom. I may get a leaf, get some leaves for a couple years, but that bulb just doesn't have enough energy. So I compost all my bulbs, and then that just helps me create compost for my garden. So tulips are treated like annuals in cut flowers. That does make them a more expensive cut flower to grow. They are a very labor-intensive cut flower to grow because of digging the trenches and planting them. And when you harvest, there's a lot of work into washing the bulbs. But for me, it's worth it because spring cut flower sales, everyone is hungry for those flowers, and I pretty much sell out every year. So I will never not grow tulips. Okay, let's jump into the varieties. And again, these are getting planted outside in my garden. I do have certain varieties that I'm getting different types of bulbs. They are pre-cooled, and those will be grown inside for Valentine's Day and Easter. And when I do those projects, I will film different videos about those. But these are all of the standard tulip bulbs planted outside that will bloom in the spring. Typically for me, it's the first part of May, and they usually time out perfect for Mother's Day. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 varieties. And at the end of this video, I actually have an unboxing that I want to do with you guys. This is something that is going to hopefully help me plant some of my tulip bulbs, but I'll talk about that at the end of this video. Okay, so first I'm going to go through the early varieties. Now with tulips, there's early, there's some mid-season and late, and that is just telling you when the tulips are going to bloom. I try to order some of both just to stagger my harvests a bit. And this year, when I ordered these, I tried to get, you'll see I have a couple varieties of yellow. I have one yellow that's early and one yellow that's late. That way all my yellow are not blooming at the same time. Again, these all came from a company called Leo Berbee. It is a wholesale company that I'm able to order from because I am a business. And this year they offered something new. This was called, I think, Farm Sale or Farm Crate Sale. It was a little better price per tulip bulb, but you had to get 550 bulbs of the same variety. So 7 of these varieties, I'm getting 550, and 2 of them I added in with some daffodils that are just 100 each, and I will tell you when we get to those varieties. Okay, so the early varieties, there are 4 of them. The first one is Columbus, and this is one I think that I have grown every single year. It always is a really, really good producer for me. It's really striking with the vibrant pink and then the white tips. It's a little shorter of a variety compared to some of the others, but it still works for me. So this is one of those farm varieties. I have 550 of those coming. And as I'm going through these, I'm going to make sure that I have my list of colors because I want to make sure that I have the pictures all lined up as I'm going through these. Okay, so the next early variety, this also is 550 of these. It's a variety called Lorenzo. I have never grown this before. It is a really pretty orange variety. And honestly, I don't know much about it. But they offered it. It was an early variety, and orange was a color that I wanted to have a little bit earlier, and so I picked it. So I will let you know how it goes. The next early variety is, again, 550. Now, this one was a substitution. This is the only variety that got substituted for me this year. Yay, which was really good. I originally had ordered Marie Jo, and that was an early yellow variety. Now, the reason for substitutions, sometimes there's shortages, varieties don't grow as well, they have a shortage of bulbs, and so they tried to substitute something comparable. And so I will be getting a variety called Limousine. It is still that early double yellow. It looks really beautiful, and so I'm excited to see how that one grows as well. And then the last early variety that I have, and this one I am just getting 100 of, and this is called Allison Bradley. And I have grown this one before. It's kind of a deeper, like burgundy fuchsia, and I just wanted a darker color for my early varieties just as an option. But the darker colors don't always sell as good as the brighter colors. So that was my reasoning for just getting 100 of that one. Okay, I have 5 varieties left. 4 of them are late. One of them is a fringe variety, and this one was not labeled mid-season or late. This one does not bloom early because I have grown it in the past. There's 100 of it, and it's called Crunchy Cummins. And this is, I think I said already, it's a fringe variety. It's purple with the white fringy edges. Everyone always loves this variety. These are really tall, strong stems. This one for me was probably one of the longest lasting tulips that I have grown the last few years. So I always make sure to grow it when I can. I think it was not last year, but the year before, I wasn't even able to get it because it was sold out so quickly. So I'll have 100 of those this year. Okay, then the 4 late varieties that I'll be planting, and these are all groups of 550. The first one is Icon, and this one is an orange variety, like a deeper orange. It's a really rich color. I did not grow this one last year. I think I grew it a few years ago, but it's a really popular one for cut flowers. The price, actually, I was thinking this one was a little more expensive. It's probably in the medium range. Some varieties can get really expensive. And when I think really expensive as a tulip, I don't like to pay more than 60 cents a bulb usually. Some of them can get upper 60s into the 70s. This year I did pretty good, and I think the farm pricing helped me. So the first late variety is Icon. The second one is Negrita Double, and this is a really pretty purple one. I wanted a nice vibrant purple for my late varieties. I've grown this one before. I think it's going to be perfect again. The third variety is yellow pomponette. So this is my double yellow that will be the late variety. If I remember right, these have really tall stems. It's one of the taller ones that I have grown. And last year I had trouble with this variety. I think maybe this was one of the varieties that when I received it, the bulbs weren't the best. I planted them anyway. And I don't know that if I had, not all of them bloomed as well, or some of them like blew open really quick. With the doubles, you have to make sure to really harvest them at the correct time. And I think that variety maybe just got away from me. But I'm trying it again this year because I really liked the color of it and I wanted a double late tulip. The last variety is kind of a raspberry pink color. I've never grown this one before. It's called Vogue, but I thought it was really pretty. I wanted a late pink. So for the late ones, I'll have the orange, purple, yellow, and pink. Whether I sell them, you know, mix a couple colors together to do just 2 colors in a bunch, or if I do 4 colors in a bunch, I thought they all would mix really well. And I thought Vogue was gonna be a really good pink option to match with the other colors. So those are the 9 varieties that I will be growing out in the garden. There are 3,850 tulips ordered, maybe a little bit less than I have in previous years, but about the same. I think I usually plant around 4,000. Now, one of my ideas for these this year, besides selling in small groups, you know, sets of 10 in the store or to you online, I was thinking about putting some in the hoop house. I plant in my center part of my hoop house. I do my ranunculus. I was thinking about planting some of the daffodil bulbs, muscari, and some tulips in there as well to maybe just try to force some for earlier blooms, experiment with that a little bit. So I may be doing a little bit of that. And when I plant these, I will share it with you guys for sure. But let's go ahead and do the unboxing because if I do end up planting some of them that way, the tool in this box is going to help me plant those. Let's see what this looks like. This is something I've been thinking about getting for a while. I got this on Amazon. I will put the link down below in the video description. It was pretty economical. It was under $30, like $26.99, something like that. It's a set of 2. Any guesses what it is? It's an auger set. There are 2 of them in here. And let me see if I can find the specifics on this as far as the length of them. Okay, well, I can't read that without my reading glasses. So let me just go to Amazon to my orders here and I will be able to tell you. Okay, so there is a really thin one and a bigger one. So I could actually use this for 4-inch pots if I wanted to. Here's the first one. This one is the 1.6 inch wide by 16 inch. So it's 16 inches long. These hook into your drill. And for small bulbs, this will be perfect. I actually think that I could use this for my tulip bulbs too. I don't think I'll have to use this bigger one. But if you're planting in your garden or like in your hoop house, instead of digging each individual hole, you hook this on your drill and you just make your little holes, throw the bulbs in, and it'll go so much quicker. So I'm thinking if I, when I plant my daffodil bulbs, I will definitely be using this. But if I plant any of my tulip bulbs in the hoop house, I think I also can use this. Let's open the other one. This one's definitely more heavy duty. This is a 3.5 inch wide by 16 inch long. So I could use this when I plant annuals. I could actually use this probably when I wouldn't have to when I plant my iris unless my garden is really compact. But that's a nice size. That'll be really versatile. I think this is the one that I would use more when I plant my bulbs. Unless some of my daffodil bulbs are really big, then I may just want to use this larger one. But either way, I am really excited to give these a try. So when I do my planting, I definitely will do a video for you guys to share how these work. Again, I have these linked down below. They were under $30, really economical. So I will be excited to see how those work when I'm planting, and hopefully it speeds up the process when I'm planting them in my garden beds. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what bulbs I'm going to be planting to harvest in the spring of 2026. And again, I will do a separate video when I'm doing showing my hydroponic tulips and my soil force tulips. I took the tulip workshop, and that educational information is, of course, their information. So I can't share the actual growing details with you guys, but I definitely will show you, you know, what everything looks like when I'm harvesting, what varieties, when I'm putting them in the cooler, all of that. But the technical specifics, if you're interested in that, I highly recommend taking the Tulip Workshop. That's what it's called. Google it, the Tulip Workshop. Totally worth it. So anyway, enough rambling. I'm cutting off this video. I hope you guys are all having a great fall garden season. Please subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends, and we'll see you soon.